Enzorecto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
I would just like to support the ruling of the presiding officer, cautioning the both prosecution and defense. I too noticed the esteemed Attorney Lorna Kapunan's lengthy explanation on the withdrawal of the witnesses. But because she is Lorna Kapunan, nakikinig ako in the same way na even if I don't know some of your names, makikinig ako sa inyo. Rest assured. I think it's her first time to also stand up. So I was being very patient in listening to her. But I did take note of some statements that sabi ko parang conclusions na to or excessive explanation of her observations which I didn't think were proper. So okay na yon, tapos na yon, pero moving forward nga, Mr. Presiding Officer, I agree with you. And I just need to put this on record kasi nga sinasabing wag tayo masyadong technical. Pero to a certain extent, kailangan naman ho natin tingnan naman yung rules natin kasi maayos ho tayo, di ba? So, I want to read into the record. This might be a paraphrase na nung sinabi niya, ha? Kasi sinasummarize namin ng team ko yung statements. And anyway, di ko na mahanap sa phone ko dahil kahapon pa yon. But I recall, no, and feel free to correct me, but this is a minor thing naman. Parang dinescribe niya kung bakit hindi na daw papupuntahin si Attorney Lopez kasi naman daw napakita na daw ng defense yung video kung saan siya ay crying and complaining. So observations na po yun ni Attorney Kapunan. Hindi po siya ang witness. Hindi po siya ang dapat nagsasabi sa judges na crying and complaining yung isang testigo. Trabaho po yun ng abogado na i-elicit yun dun sa witness na mapipresenta doon. So yun po yung reason kung bakit hindi hupe pwede yun. We're not being technical, but neither of the lawyers here are allowed to stand up and be the one to explain what you are experiencing. That is for the witness to do. Your job is to ask the witness questions. Yun. So to be clear, it's not being technical, but it's making sure that magawa niyo yung trabaho niyo na maayos at magtanong tayo ng maayos sa witnesses. Kung di na pala siya papupuntahin, di no need na to say kung ano yung na-observe. Kasi nga, hindi na ho sa inyo yon as lawyers. Yun lang naman po. Again, my utmost respect for Attorney Kapunan and to all of you. You're all doing a great job. Like I said, once in a while, we will be called out. Even I tell the presiding officer, call me out pag sumobra ako, pag medyo nag-exceed tayo ng authority natin because we're all just trying to do our jobs here. So thank you again, everyone, for your time and patience. Thank you, presiding officer.
Thank you.
I just want to manifest, Your Honor, that the Honorable Impeachment Court has been very much fair in as far as this issue is concerned. As a matter of fact, the presiding officer even asked the lead defense counsel if she would like to avail of the same opportunity to explain the reason for the withdrawal in the event the defense would be withdrawing likewise their witnesses. Also, Your Honor, may I just add, and with all due respect to Honorable Senator Pia Cayetano, the intention of the prosecution is never to abuse the time of the impeachment court. It is never to influence the senator judges, neither is it to influence the viewing public. The explanation was a statement of the position of the prosecution, and of course it is anticipated that the same is adverse to the other party because it is apparent that we are in the prosecution side while the opposing counsel is on the defense side. But nonetheless, let me reiterate and put on record, Your Honor, the purpose is not to influence the senator judges, neither is it to influence the viewing public. It is only a statement of position of the prosecution for withdrawing the names of the prosecution's witnesses, Your Honor.
Noted in
Yes,
the ruling.
idadagdag ko lang, no. Why no longer meron tayong kasabihan na the thing speaks for itself. When Senator Pia said that I was giving my opinion on the video about Attorney Lopez crying and complaining, that was not an opinion. Because the video really, it was a statement of fact our video, which was used by the defense as its own witness, showed Attorney Sulaika crying. That was not my opinion, it's a factual statement. It also showed her complaining about her alleged violation of human rights. So just to correct with due respect, what were inaccurate statements, they were not opinions, they were just statement of fact from the video presented. Secondly, why not the psychiatrist? Because again, the video of all, the many videos, even the 7 timestamps which were shown to show the emotional tirade, kung paano mag-respond ang isang vice president, her emotional outbursts, her tendency to use expletives, no, to use very well, you know what word she used, no. They by themselves do not require any expert witness to testify. When a person says or reacts that way, do you need a psychiatrist or psychologist to interpret when what you see is by itself self-explanatory? Hence, there's no need to get a psychiatrist or a psychologist to explain what all of you saw, what the whole nation saw yesterday and even before yesterday. The sheriff, why the sheriff? Because the sheriff, as Chairman Jinky, the sheriff would have been presented to show the violent tendencies. And you saw the violence, maybe not in actions, but in intention and in the way she expressed herself. When she said, "Pupgutan ng ulo," she said this. Now, do you need, and that's exactly what the sheriff would have attested to, the violent tendencies of the Vice President, which again, as also our chairman, our Kong Noy said, were adequately shown by our earlier witnesses. So, I think it is not fair to the prosecution to surmise that we are overly, parang umaatras na kami, that we are too much limiting. We are limiting the number of witnesses, but understand that limiting the number of witnesses has its own purpose. Because when you have so many witnesses and you open the door to cross-examination, lengthy, useless cross-examinations, you will confuse the public. So you will see eventually why, the reasons why we had did this. As I said yesterday, we submit. We have to appreciate the wisdom of our public prosecutors. And there. Yun lang po. The testimony of you've seen, just to summarize, why is it complete? Kasi the first witness, you will recall, was technical. Went into authenticity, went into provenance, but could not testify on content of the video. The second witness, Attorney Lotok, testified as head of the Cybercrime Division on the content. Now, the third witness, in response to why only 3 witnesses, would have completed the whole cycle. Maraming tanong kay Attorney Lotok, ano nang nangyari? And he would say, dahil meron pang ibang division ng NBI na nagtuloy ng investigation. So, panoorin nyo na lang sa Tuesday, and I'm sure you will conclude, as we have, that with the presentation of Attorney Matibag, the whole picture, the whole narrative will be clear not only to the prosecution, but to you in media and to our people, na kumpleto na ang narrative with the presentation of our last witness.
Bunyog, bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, isa ang pananaw. Sa bagong Pilipinas ang bunyog isisigaw.